I'm excited. I wanted this fight. He's on, what, a 6-8 fight win streak. Just want to go out there and perform, show him the best.
Oh, Strickland 1-2. Oh, that wobbles out. Strickland trying to end it, and he does. Sean Strickland.
I see it going as we both meet in the middle and we figure it out from there. If I beat a former champion, that should line me up perfectly for a title shot.
There it is. Oh, he sunk it in. There's the tap, and the California crowd explodes.
You're going to see a train wreck with me and Fluffy. He comes forward, I come forward. It's going to be a war.
I see the fight going my way. I feel like I'm the better martial artist, and I'm going to break him and get my hand raised.
Welcome inside the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, alongside Alan Joban, Dustin Poirier, and Chris Weidman. I'm Dan Helly, and I think it's only been, 8 months since you retired? Are we getting the itch to get back in there yet?
Dude, I have the itch every day. It feels like longer than 8 months. Some days I wake up, I feel like it's the right choice. Some days I wake up, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So just taking it day by day.
Bro, there's no way you're retiring.
Stop it, Chris. Let this man
I'm
retire.
sorry, but, bro, there's guys that he has beaten that are not just in the UFC, but they're dominating. You got Gaethje, Max Holloway, Benoit Saint Denis. I knew when it was my time to go. When I looked around at my resume and I seen the guys I beat once upon a time, and none of them were there anymore. Like for a while. That's time to call quits.
You took a while to figure it out. I feel like.
And, you're coming at me now, Alan. Let's go.
Are you
Let him
retired?
go. I don't know if I'm retired. Yeah, I'm retired.
All of a sudden, this is a retirement show. We got a big fight to talk about.
Are you retired? You look like you're retired.
I might be old enough to be retired, but I'm not retired yet.
right.
I'm glad to have you here, Weidman. This main event is going to be a good one. Sean Strickland back for the first time in a minute.
You know, there's a lot of doubters right now on Sean Strickland. It reminds me when he was fighting Adesanya in his title fight, and in that fight was the best version of Strickland we've seen. When there's that doubt on him, I feel like that's when we see the best Sean Strickland. I look forward to see what happens.
And Fluffy Hernandez, Alan, coming in smoking hot.
Smoking hot. I mean, smoking hot, especially after that last outing. The way that he looked inside of the octagon, one of the more dominant performances I've seen inside of the division. He's riding that 8-fight win streak, but the ability, is he leading all middleweights now in middleweight history with takedowns? He's got that type of momentum. He's got the cardio. A lot of people fear the cardio of Sean Strickland. Fluffy is not one of those guys.
Yeah, that's a great point. All right, 6 fights on the main card. Let's take a look. Middleweight Zachary Reese and Michel Pineda going to open things up. Then it's undefeated welterweights Jacoby Smith and Josiah Harrell. Top 10 heavyweight clash between Sergey Spivak and Ante Delia. Dan Ige facing Melchizael Costa in the co-main. It's Jeff Neal meeting Uroš Medic in the main event. Of course, Sean Strickland and Fluffy Hernandez. A huge spot for Strickland after being off for a year. What's the most important thing for him?
Yeah, for me, if it's Sean Strickland, it's establishing the pace of the jab early. He's got a fantastic jab. He kind of keeps that low jab hand and he pops you with it. Got a lot of power in it. He has the cardio. But when I say the pace, it's the pace of the jab. You hear his corners, Eric Nixick and others saying, get that pace up, get that jab going, because it's the foundation of what sets up everything, his front kicks and everything else that follows. Get the jab going early in this fight.
Third main event of Fluffy's career. You talked about the takedowns. 54 broke your record at middleweight. What's the most important thing for him?
I think he just got to go forward and do what Fluffy does. Bring the pace, constantly look for takedowns, big punches on the feet, and just wear him, float on top, and dominate the fight like he usually does.
Well, there's a lot of bling going on in that picture with Fluffy Hernandez, Weidman. I don't know if you were looking at it, but he is more than ready. Let's send it to John Anik for the ceremonial weigh-ins that start right now.
What's going on, H-Town? Good to be back in Houston, Texas. The Octagon girls are here. Red De La Cruz, Chrissy Blair, Houston's own, repping the 713 Mick Maynard, bringing up the rear, and we are ready to go. It is UFC Fight Night. Strickland versus Hernandez. 14 fights coming your way live on Paramount Plus. First prelim in the women's flyweight division. Juliana Killer Miller versus Crispy Carly Judice. First athlete to the stage, Carly Judice. 125, the official weight for Carly Judice. And her opponent is the Ultimate Fighter Season 30 winner, Juliana Killer Miller. .126, the official weight for Juliana Miller. All right, next prelim comes your way in the featherweight division. Jordan the Monkey King Levin versus Yadir the Cuban Problem Del Valle. First fighter to the stage, repping Houston, Texas, the Cuban Problem, Yadir Del Valle. Official weight 145 for the Cuban Problem. And his opponent, making his UFC featherweight debut, the Monkey King, Jordan Levin. .145.5, the official weight for Jordan Levin. All right, next prelim in the welterweight division, Phil the Fresh Prince Rowe versus John Paul Mufasa Labosneani. First fighter to the scale, making his UFC debut here in Houston, John Paul Labosneani. .170.5, the official weight for Mufasa. And his opponent, Phil the Fresh Prince Rowe. .170.5, the official weight for Phil Rowe. Let's go! All right, next up should be a good one in the welterweight division. Ramiz Brahimaj versus Punahele Puna Soriano. First fighter to the scale, Punahele Soriano. Official weight 171 for Puna. And his opponent fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, by way of the Bronx, New York, Ramiz Brahimaj. .170.5, the official weight for Ramiz Brahimaj. All right, now to our second and final women's bout on the card in the bantamweight division. Nora Cornell versus Jocelyn La Pantera Edwards. First bantamweight to the stage, number 14 in the world, Jocelyn Edwards. Official weight 135.5 for Jocelyn Edwards. And her opponent, the number 12 ranked bantamweight contender, Nora Cornell. .136 for Nora Cornell. All right, moving on now to a prelim in the flyweight division. Alden Cobra Correa versus Luis Grim Coudelet. First fighter to the stage, Luis Coudelet. .125, the official weight for Luis Coudelet. And his opponent, you know who he is, fighting out of Houston, Texas, Alden Cobra Correa. Official weight 125.5 for Alden Correa. All right, next prelim also comes your way in the flyweight division. The Jamaican sensation, Ode Osborne versus Alivi Idris. First flyweight to the stage, Alivi Idris. Official weight 126 for Alivi Idris. And his opponent making his 13th UFC appearance, the Jamaican sensation, Ode Osborne. .126, the official weight for Ode Osborne. All right, now we get to the featured prelim in the welterweight division. Chidi Bang Bang Njokuani versus Carlos the Lion Leal. First athlete to the stage, please welcome Carlos Leal. .170, the official weight for Carlos Leal. And his opponent is Chidi Bang Bang Njokuani. Official weight 171 for Chidi Njokuani. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we get to the main card. Live on Paramount Plus, first out of the chute in the middleweight division. Zachary Savage Reese versus Michel Malador Pereira. First fighter to the stage, making his 15th UFC appearance, Michel Pereira.
Michel Pereira, you know, he's coming into this fight on a little bit of a skid, but I expect nothing less than what he brings every time out. Unpredictable striking, cartwheels, spin kicks, front flips, back flips, this right here. I'm a fan, and I'm watching every time he's fighting.
Yeah, we need to see some more backflips in the cage.
Chris, were you able to do that in your wrestling warm-ups when you were younger?
I used to until my knees fell apart. Yeah. I actually used to be able to do that move a long time ago.
Definitely a showman.
His opponent fighting out of Houston,
Looks in great shape.
by way of Shiner, Texas, Zachary Savage Reese.
Zachary Reese. This should be a fun matchup against Michel Pereira. Zachary brings it right away. Good intensity. 4-2 in the UFC. Coming off of a nice win the last outing. He got into a little bit of trouble in the clinch. Ate some big elbows. Was able to recover and resorted to the grappling. Got the fight to the ground where he felt safe. Got that rear naked choke. A little note about him. He finished top 40 in his class in high school.
185.5, the official weight for Zachary
Only 50
Reese.
people in his class, though, but nonetheless, top 40. Yeah. Good note on his bios.
Why do you have to throw in that last
He
tidbit?
put it down. He wanted that element of his life to be shown.
That's hysterical. I think I was 340 out of 350.
Our
I
next
almost was
main card
350.
offering
Still
comes
got
your
in the
way in the
Hofstra.
welterweight division. Jacoby Smith versus the muscle hamster Josiah Harrell. First fighter to the stage, making his UFC debut here tomorrow, Josiah Harrell.
All right, here we go, guys. Josiah Harrell. So I was fortunate enough to watch this guy fight 36 days ago in the LFA. Went up against a very tough opponent. Was losing early. This guy is tough. All hard. Got grappling. 3 or 4 sport athlete. He can do it all. Explosive. This guy's a live dog. He's got a tough outing in this matchup, but he is a live dog.
Jacoby Smith, 11-0, All-American wrestler for Oklahoma State. You know DC loves him. I think he goes out there and trains with DC. Very explosive, very athletic on his feet. And in his last fight with super athletic guys, you want to see how they deal with adversity. And we got to see it a little bit in his fight with Nico Price. Nico Price always brings it. Jacoby almost had a finish in the first round, but Nico weathered the storm. We seen Jacoby slow down a little bit, but he got through that and ended up getting a great finish.
171, the official weight for Jacoby Smith. All right, next up in the heavyweight division, Sergey Polar Bear Spivak versus Ante Walking Trouble Delia. First big man to the stage, number 9 in the world, Walking Trouble Ante Delia.
One half of the only heavyweight fight on the main card, Ante Delia. Walking Trouble, one of the better new nicknames that we have in the UFC. The 35-year-old Croatian, 1-1 in the UFC, but he's been active. This is his 4th fight in 10 months. And it's a big spot for him against Spivak. A win would put him just outside of the top 5 in the heavyweight division.
The Polar Bear, Sergey Spivak.
Sergey Spivak, man, this guy is a finisher. 88% finishing rate, 7 KOs, 8 submissions. He can do it everywhere. He's first among active heavyweights in takedown accuracy, so he likes to take it to the ground. He is coming off for the first time in his career, back-to-back losses, but it's against the best guys in the division.
51.5.
Jelton Almeida and Waldo Cortez Acosta. I can't hear them.
All right, folks, now we get to a featured bout in the featherweight division. 100-grand Danny Day versus Melchizael, the Dalmatian Costa. First featherweight to the stage, Melchizael Costa.
Melchizael, the Dalmatian, that is his nickname. You see the face paint there. He wears this because he has a skin pigmentation that he deals with on and all throughout his life. That's actually what got him.
The official weight for Melchizael Costa.
On weight as Mel. That's what got him into the gym. He was getting discriminated against because of his skin pigmentation. Went into the gym his first day, got knocked out. Never gave up on it, finds himself here in a big fight in the UFC.
Dan, Dan Ige. Don't get it twisted. It's not 50 grand. It's 100 grand Ige, and this guy is a gamer, and he proved it stepping in on a day's notice against Diego Lopez. Love to watch this guy.
Like 3 hours notice. It was unheard of.
It's a crazy story. He was getting a massage when he got the call, which messes you up, right? I mean, it's hard to get the adrenaline going.
At least he was loose.
He was loose. He was ready to go.
Event in the welterweight division. Jeff Hands of Steel Neal versus Udosh, the Dr. Medic. First athlete to the stage is Udosh Medic.
They call him the Doctor, coming off back-to-back first-round finishes, both exactly a minute and 3 seconds. That doesn't happen very often. The Serbian spent most of his camp in Southern California training at King's MMA with Benil Dariush. Said he did a little snowboarding before camp at Mammoth in California. By the way, Mammoth Mountain get absolutely pounded with snow, like 8 feet this week.
Texan and the number 12 ranked welterweight contender, Jeff Hands of Steel Neal.
And we got Jeff Neal. You know, when he came into the UFC, I was a huge fan of this guy, and it seems like he's been getting some things in control in his personal life outside of the octagon, other fights. And I'm excited to see him back to his old ways. You know, winning, precise, explosive. He has all the tools.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we take a closer look at the two middleweight marauders that will share the octagon tomorrow night in our main event. Take a look. Tonight, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez will try to reel in a big one in the form of the undefeated Rodolfo Vieira.
This man is one of the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters to ever compete in MMA.
I've always believed in myself. I was like, all right, then if he's only got grappling, I'll beat the out of him.
Oh, yeah! Hernandez is all over him. This is crazy to watch. Oh, my God, he's going to get it.
He does! Anthony Fluffy Hernandez submits Rodolfo Vieira.
Oh, my goodness!
I guess I shocked the world with that one. After that fight, I've been on an 8-fight win streak and haven't looked back.
Fluffy is relentless.
He wants to make this nasty as he can.
By the time you get out of the cage with me, I want you to regret everything you said. I want you to hate your life, and I want you to just know that you never want to fight me again.
Anthony Hernandez is an animal.
I want to prove that I'm the best in the world.
That's going to do it. Middleweight contenders, beware of Fluffy.
You know, there's nothing better than a hard fight, and it becomes like the 5th round, and you have this little coward in your head telling you to quit, telling you not to get up, telling you not to work harder. And most people listen to that coward, and they just clinch and they hold on. But I've made my career out of telling that voice to shut the up and work harder and be better and don't quit.
His basic pressure at middleweight is second to none.
He does such a good job of making his opponents uncomfortable.
Hernandez is really the only pure grappler in the top 10, and like I've seen him just go and ragdoll everybody. So it was a fight I wanted just because I wanted to show people that I'm a good grappler. I've trained with the best in the world. I fought the best in the world, so I know I'm capable of. I think he's going to bring the heat, and I'm going to answer back with more and more intensity, more volume, and it's going to be a war.
Oh, and that will do it. Sean Strickland by knockout in round 2.
He says he's very violent, but he sticks and moves a lot. And like me, I'm kind of a walk forward, get in your face kind of guy and break you. I'm gonna stay in your face and try to knock you out.
2 more and he goes down! He's out! Anthony Fluffy Hernandez taking no time at all.
I think he's a very tough fighter, but I think I'm one of the best fighters in the world. I'm a bad matchup for anybody.
If I can beat him, go out there and do what I do best, get my hand raised like I think I'm going to, then I think that they will give me a title shot and you'll have a new champion in 2026.
He just continues to get better and better.
He's something special. I think I'm better than him everywhere. I think that when it comes down to grappling, when it comes down to striking, I'm better than him.
That's it. It's over. Wow.
Tonight, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna show mixed martial arts at the highest level.
That's checkmate, Anthony Hernandez.
Enjoy the violence.
It's gonna be a bloodbath, and we're gonna go in the deep water. I'm ready to die for what I want, and I think I'm gonna put him out.
All right, folks, here we go. 5 rounds in a middleweight title eliminator. Sean Strickland versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, first contender to the stage, number 4 in the world.
Fluffy is one of my favorite fighters to watch because he goes out there not just to dominate, but just to steal hearts. He just completely crushes these guys mentally and physically every single time. And his last fight against Roman Dolidze,
186, the official weight for Anthony Fluffy Hernandez.
it was such a masterclass performance. You know, to dominate a guy who is so big and strong and technical, good on the feet and the ground was just super impressive.
Middleweight champion and number 3 ranked contender, Sean Strickland.
Sean Strickland, listen to the crowd. They love him, they hate him, either way they acknowledge him, and that's what Sean Strickland does. He demands something out of you. He's going to talk the talk, but he has shown over the years that he knows how to walk the walk. I've seen this guy become from a guy that bounced it around from middleweight to welterweight, finding himself, dealing with injury in a motorcycle accident, coming back to becoming the middleweight champion of the world. He knows how much is at stake, and then he needs the win in this fight to get back into contender options, to get that gold belt around his waist where he so much desires to have it.
All right, we first corral a minute with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Seems like you got the crowd. Your career has built methodically to this moment. Any final thoughts on the eve of the biggest fight of your career to date?
Every fight's only as big as you make it. I'm ready to prove that I'm ready for a title.
Can't wait to watch you perform. Thank you, sir. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. All right, we step over here and talk to the inimitable former champ, Sean Strickland. I don't even need to ask a question.
Listen here, you motherfuckers. I know you guys, you might want your local Mexican to win. There's nothing wrong with that. But let me tell you, to the Lone Star State, there's only one motherfucker who stands and bangs. Your fucking guy wrestles. I fight more like a Mexican than that motherfucker. Fuck you.
Sean Strickland, we will see you guys tomorrow night. One more sleep. Thank you very much.
There are few others on the mic like Sean Strickland. That was an interesting one. Our first trip back to Houston in 4 years, and this crowd seems firmly behind Fluffy Hernandez, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he just came at his country. He came at everything, he comes from. That's, is that a move just to get in his head? I don't know.
Dude, it's not hard to get behind your local guy. It's especially not hard when the guy's trashing his Mexican style and saying he's more Mexican than him because he'll stand and bang in the pocket. We'll see tomorrow, man. I'm excited.
Sean Strickland had an interesting presser the other day, to say the least, right? And he got a lot of headlines. We were wondering, how would he come out today? Is he going to come back a little bit more filtered? He doubled down. He rips the mic from John Anik's hands. He stares at the crowd. He flicks them off and tells them, F you. This is Sean Strickland. This is what he does, right? Love him or hate him, he's somebody that people want to watch, to win or to get beat. But people are going to be viewing in even more tomorrow night. Probably wanted him to lose.
You said it perfectly when he was walking out. You're either booing him or you're cheering him, but you're watching him. He's got us watching.
I will say the trash talk of Strickland is pretty good, and it probably gets in a lot of guys' heads before a fight. But Fluffy Hernandez probably never even heard of Sean Strickland before he just got here. He doesn't watch the fights. He could care less. He stays to himself. He goes to the gym. He grinds. He just wants to crush dude.
One of the similarities, not only we talk about cardio and pace that both of these guys have, but they're both dogs. Talk about takedowns, you talk about whatever. Both of these guys have that instinct that when they get hit, they want to stand in the center and trade. Fluffy has that. He takes down a lot of people, but when he gets hit, he gets angry. Sean Strickland, you see how he trains at the gym. He goes to war all the time. We might have a grappling match, but we might have some moments in there where they go to war in the center of the octagon as well.
He says he wrestles because it's MMA, right? Like sometimes it behooves him to wrestle. He wants to be on the feet. He wants to knock Strickland out. He realizes what people want to see, and I think he hears his crowd. A lot of people say they don't hear the noise, but you really do believe that when Fluffy says that, right? You believe that he's kind of unfazed by anything.
I don't think he gets a lot of attention when it comes to his stand-up. His stand-up is what he started with. He's got great stand-up. Every time, I'm actually blown away every time he strikes, because when he goes into his takedowns, it's so seamless. Every punch is with intent. It's not like I'm just throwing an overhand to get the hands up and I'm going to the takedown. He's trying to hurt people.
And he's a big puncher. He's a big puncher. And it looks like he took this camp very seriously. We call him Fluffy, but he looked lean, the leanest I've seen him.
Yeah,
he got into the UFC on Contender Series with with a massive knockout. He has the punching power. He just resorts to the wrestling because he's so dominant at it.
Styles make fights, and this is going to be a good one as we take a deeper dive into the numbers for our main event. Strictly spends nearly all of his time on the feet. Fluffy, it's about 50-50. Two of the best forward pressure fighters in the division. What's the key to leading the dance for this one, Alan?
Oh, man, I mean, this is where you start splitting hairs. You have two guys that are pressure fighters, two guys that like to have takedown, two guys that have an unlimited gas tank, right? But who's going to take the center first, and who's going to be the more active guy? It's not only just punching, it's not only just shooting takedowns, but it's throwing the feints, it's angle changes, it's pressing the pace back and forth, trying to make somebody open up and make a mistake. And I think we're going to see Fluffy try to initiate that. He's traditionally the faster starter. Sean Strickland is known for his gas tank, but he gets going kind of late. That cost him in his last fight. It's cost him in a lot of fights. Sean Strickland's a guy, in his last 4 or 5 fights, he's been to a decision. A couple of those split decisions. He can't start slow in this type of matchup.
Yeah, you have to throw first. We've seen a couple times in Strickland's last few fights that he kind of waits. He walks people down. He gets into range, but then he shells up. He deflects a punch or two, and then it's too late to come back and counter. In this fight, he has to get off first in order to to win that pressure fight.
Even though Sean's saying I'm the Mexican, I'm going to stand and bang, you can't buy into that. Don't fix it if it's not broken. I mean, Fluffy has 54 takedowns in 11 fights in the,
Crazy.
It's the most takedowns in middleweight history. Don't fix it. It's not broken. Do what got you to the dance. Do what got you to these main events, and go in and get this guy's legs and get him on the ground.
Yeah, I don't think he's changing anything. Nothing.
You don't
Strickland is.
You don't think he's going to stand
Absolutely.
a bit?
I mean, no, he's going to throw punches.
Right.
I think he does in all
But
fights.
punches are going to lead to the takedowns as he's always done.
He's backing. He's going to try to back Strickland up. He's going to put him towards the cage. He's going to be trying to land big punches. If the punches are there, he's going to just continue to throw them. But it's always going to be up and down. I think that's where he serves his best. That's where he's going to be his best.
Yeah. It's hard to defend a fighter like that. Whose record did he break in the middleweight division?
Oh, my goodness.
I don't remember. I'm not a statistician. I'm not a statistician. You told me that last night. I thought I was a statistician.
Here's Wyman, everybody.
Yeah, he broke Weidman's record, just in case you were wondering.
Broke my record.
Let's take a look at some more numbers for Fluffy over his last 5 fights. He is going to take you down. 11 attempts in his last fight, 29 takedown attempts against Michel Pereira. Nobody has more takedowns, as we've said, in middleweight history. But what makes his top game so effective?
He just smothers guys. One of the things that he does, like a lot of wrestlers, they take people down and they squeeze position. They just try to hold you in position. What he does, if you start moving and stripping and trying to change your position on bottom, he's going to let you do it and just move with you and flow into different positions and just progress, to mount into the arm triangles. He's got that nice trapped arm guillotine that he does all the time. That's great. And he won't sell out on it. If you start defending in those positions, he'll let go and just advance to more positions. And at the end of the day, you are going to get exhausted. There's no rest time on bottom when you're going against Fluffy.
No doubt you're going to get exhausted, but one of the things that makes him so special at being on top and riding guys, it's not just the wrestling, it's the threat of submission. When a guy's trying to build back up on the fence and he's exposing his neck or exposing hooks that could come in, it changes everything. It's not a wrestling ride. It's a offensive jiu-jitsu ride.
Yeah.
Any space he gets, he's going to take, and that keeps guys guessing and second-guessing themselves about getting up.
Yeah, the guessing is what it's all about. We talked about this before in the back. Like, it's all about the central nervous system. You could be in great shape, but if you're unsure and you have to make all these quick decisions and you're constantly in danger, that's going to attack your nervous system. You're going to get tired no matter how great a shape you're in.
I remember after Fluffy's last fight against Roman Dolidze, who's a notorious leg locker, right? And we were talking about the topic was, are people not putting the hooks in anymore? They're only riding, and that's part of his game, but also part of the strategy, I believe, in that matchup. We're going to get to talk to him very soon about this as well. But that was the key to victory for Roman Dolidze. Find a way to roll into a leg lock and get a hold of it. So Fluffy said, I'm not going to take that option away. I'm only going to float on the hips. I'm going to ride time, keep this fight safe. But so we might see a slightly different game plan in this fight against Strickland, where maybe he has a hook in. Maybe he rides him to have a more significant ground and pound.
And you would have thought in that fight with Roman Dolidze, he has the most dangerous jiu-jitsu from his back. So we didn't know if he was going to take him down or not. We didn't know if Fluffy would play that game. And he did not give a crap.
Wasn't scared of it.
Not scared at all. And that means a lot.
All he's done over the last 5 years is win, and now he is on the eve of the biggest fight of his career. badass. I don't know if you got a chance to see that, but it was you and a shark, and you are the shark, and you have been the shark in the UFC for the last 5 years. The grill's unbelievable. I remember calling your Contender Series fight back in 2018. I think it lasted all of 40 seconds against the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright. Did not last long. What has this ride been like for you? Can you even put it into words?
Man, it's been crazy. At first, I had to get my head right because I lost my best friend. It was my dad. It's pretty hard to talk.
They look good, but hard to talk.
First, I lost my dad, so that was like, I had to get my head wrapped around that. It was my best friend. I got into fighting because of him. And once that was all said and done, and like, I just realized a lot of shit. I'm like, man, I can't be fighting injured no more because I'm never going to get out of this fucking trailer, you know what I mean? So after that, I was like, I'm only going to fight when I'm healthy, and you guys have seen what I've done when I'm healthy. I thought I was going to clear out the division when I was younger, but sometimes you believe in yourself too much, and when you're hurt, everyone in this motherfucker is really good, so shit happens, you know what I mean?
I know how much that hits when you lose a parent, and he's still here with you. How much is he still in your corner, and obviously you're thinking about him every day?
Man, it's like, he's definitely in my corner. It's like, every time I go out there, like, I just get fucking flashbacks of him. And he was a crazy motherfucker, so he's always like, quit fucking around, quit playing around, like, go fucking hurt that motherfucker. So that's always in the back of my head.
He just called out your Mexican heritage. Did you hear what he said on the mic?
Mm-mm.
He said that he's more Mexican than you because he's going to stand and bang. He fights more like a Mexican than you do. Do you take anything with that? Does that bother you at all? Entice you to stand with him more?
Honestly, I don't give a fuck where the fight goes. I can stand with him, I can grapple with him, I can do whatever. But I want to torture this motherfucker and make him really tired and hate his life. So the best way I can do that is doing everything I do and mixing it up.
I know for sure, in these big fights, you build it up, you're so close to a title shot, but has the UFC, I want to know, has the UFC told you with the win Saturday night? Are you next in line?
No, they haven't told me, but the way I see it is there's only 2 guys in front of me after that
Just move
win.
this up a little.
So like I said, I'm a firm believer that I'm championship quality. If I got to slowly clear out the division all the way up to the top and then clear it back down, then so be it.
And I believe you, man. You're knocking on the door, but with the win over a former champion, you kicked the door down, and I think you're there too.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, especially after that performance that you came in here when against the Elite. One of the most dominant performances I've seen at the Apex for sure. I want to talk about your cardio for a second, man, because this is something that we're going to talk a lot about at the desk, the pace. Sean Strickland's known about his cardio, right?
Yeah.
You're known about the pace that you set. There's other fighters, Marab, Cain Velasquez, that come to mind. What do you think separates you from these other fighters with the pace that you bring on so early?
Honestly, like, I'm not very, like, I didn't watch a lot of fighting growing up, so I couldn't tell you, but I'm just my own person. You know
do you feel tired in there? Or are you just fighting it? Or you just feel like you're comfortable being uncomfortable?
I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. When the chaos happens is when I'm most comfortable, you know what I mean? Life's never been perfect for me, so I embrace the chaos and walk forward with a smile.
Fluffy, I got a question for you. There's this DM that's out there. Did you see this DM?
What is it?
I don't know if it's AI. It's you messaging Sean Strickland on Instagram, basically saying, you know, you're a big fan of him, much respect, whatever, and then he answers in not such a nice way. Was that you?
No.
It was AI?
Bro, I don't even watch fighting. How the fuck am I going to...
I told you that,
My
man.
coaches did the homework for me.
You thought it was real. He got me.
It's hard to know these days.
No, for sure it is. But nah.
He said he expects the fight to be miserable. He knows what you bring to the table, and you guys both bring forward pressure, right? But yours is a little different than his.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm trying to take you down, make you think, and make you guess, and crack you at the same time. Him, he's kind of poking a jab, poking a teep kick, and then throwing that right hand down the pipe. I'm excited to see what he has to offer.
I can't wait. This is going to be so much.
Is it going to be a beer at the end of the night with you and Sean? Is this squash at the end of the night?
I don't give a fuck. I mean,
don't care?
It's not like, I don't care. It's whatever. We can have a beer together. I don't really care.
Not personal for you at all. Business.
Nah, I know he's trying to build up the hype, and honestly, I got a lot of followers after he started talking shit. So
you're gonna have a lot more after the weigh-ins as well.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's a win-win. Fluffy Hernandez looking to make it 9 in a row tomorrow night here in Houston, and potentially a title shot could be next. Fluff, thanks for joining us, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Great to see you guys.
Good to see you, brother.
Cool.
I called his Contender Series fight. He's okay with me calling him Fluff. Heidi Androl is going to be joining us in a little bit, but first let's take a look at this co-main event between a couple of Contender Series alums. It is Jeff Neal and Uros Medic. What do you want to see from Neal in this one, Alan?
Well, from Neal, I want to see the guy that we saw in the past, the guy that was able to knock out guys like Mike Perry and Vicente Luque, a guy that has wins over guys like Jeff Neal. It's going to be a tough going. You look at Medic, this guy's a fantastic kickboxer. He's looked good as of late. This is a guy, though, when Medic, he gets caught early sometimes in fights. He can't afford to do that with the hands of steel, Jeff Neal, but I think somebody's going out in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I think if we can see flashes of what he came into the UFC with, but I think he was battling a lot of things behind the scenes, and maybe he's got some of that under control, and he's going to be back to his former self. You know, he's explosive and accurate, and he's a fun fighter to watch. He's one of my favorite guys to watch. When he first came into the UFC, I was talking about him to everyone, and I think he got some things in his personal life under control, and you fight how you live. So if things are good going into this fight, he's going to perform well.
And it's crazy that he was battling so many things, demons, whatever it may be, and still fighting the top guys in the world and finding success. But to be clean, healthy, mindset in the right place now, I hope we see the Jeff Neal of old.
Yeah, we haven't seen the best version of him in a long time. I talked to his coach, and he said he looks better than ever. But one of the things we got to talk about is sometimes as fighters that we don't talk about this much, but you know, like if you go into a fight camp and you do everything perfect, there's a lot of pressure, because if you lose, that could be tough on your mind. So a lot of times what fighters will do is they'll, you know, maybe have a drink. No, you have a drink when you probably know you shouldn't. You do some things that you shouldn't. You go out maybe too late, you don't get to sleep, whatever it is, because it takes a little bit of the pressure off you. Like, all right, if I lose, at least I have something I could change to, to work on. So sometimes when you do everything perfect, it's a scary thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with that, because it's been 5 years since we've seen that perfect self.
And we're nitpicking performances, but you got to look at the guys he's faced as well.
Yeah.
Shavkat, Ian Gary, these are the top of the cream of the crop in the welterweight division. So we're picking and choosing and talking about performances, but he's fighting the best in the world.
Which is
competition-wise.
The experience, it's like on a whole different level versus
competition-wise. This is a step down compared to what he's been fighting. He's been fighting
respectfully.
Oh, very nice. Well done, Chris.
Respectfully.
He's been fighting some of the best in the division. The demons you're talking about, mainly alcohol, right? As recently as 2025.
I think he was in the hospital with a surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot. Guys start taking pain medicine, and when the injury is finished and healed, they keep taking it, and you start drinking, and it's just a rough path to fall down, but it seems like he's got things under control.
Over 100 days sober, and the crazy thing is we may not have even seen the best version of Jeff Neal to date, and that could be here tomorrow night in Houston. Dan Ige in a similar situation in Neal, ranked in the top 15 in his division, facing a rising young star in Melquizael Costa, who has won 5 straight. Dustin, what's going to be the biggest challenge against Costa for Dan Ige?
I just think he needs to find his rhythm. He's been great in some performances, looked a little bit less in some other performances. He wins one, loses one, wins one, loses one. That's been his path coming into this fight. I think he just needs to put it all together, use his experience. He's been in there with some of the best guys in the world, trains at a good gym. He has a lot of reps. He just needs to go in there and let this thing happen.
And Melquizael Costa coming in red hot with that 5-fight win streak.
5-fight win streak. This guy came into the UFC and lost 2 fights. He was fighting up a division at lightweight, went back down to his true weight at featherweight, and you can see everything is firing perfectly for him. He's a guy that has that kind of that even score where he can finish a fight on the ground or on the feet. 8 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's a threat everywhere. In this fight, though, I think he needs to find a way to get in. Ige's got that wrestling approach. I don't know if he's going to take Ige down. He's going to have to use the range, use that southpaw kickboxing style to try to find a finish. Hard to finish Dan Ige, though. Never been finished in his career.
Yeah, that 5-fight win streak bookended by finishes. Most recently, that first-round head kick knockout against Morgan Charrier. What makes this dude so dangerous?
Well, Melky's known for his jiu-jitsu. That's what he started with. He's a great jiu-jitsu black belt. Very dangerous in scramble positions. He'll take your back. He'll choke you out in front chokes. He's just got a lot of weapons and scrambles. Not the best wrestling. He's not looking to, take it to the floor as much, but very dangerous in those scrambles. Also, on the feet, he's been looking really good. But I do think in this fight, Dan Ige might be a little bit too polished for him just to win that way.
Now, as you can see on the screen, he is the plus 180 underdog is Dan Ige, and he's with Heidi Androl now.
Thank you very much. 100 grand, Dan. We changed the nickname. We need some new merch, Dan, with the new nickname.
We got the merch. It's out. Go look on my Instagram. It's all out there. Born for This did some merch for me. But yeah, we got the merch.
I love it. 8 months. intentional, you told us in the fighter meetings, to take that time away, let your body heal. How is that rest going to show up in the octagon here this weekend?
Hopefully in a great manner. You know, I feel very refreshed. My soul's refreshed, my body's refreshed, my mind's refreshed, my spirit. And I'm just going to look to go out there and have some fun, you know, give my best effort and put it all on the line, and hopefully put on a great finish and get a great finish for all the fans and an extra $100,000 in my bank account.
There you go. I know your teammates have faced Milky. What did Feely and Rosa tell you in advance of this one that can help you here this weekend?
Just reassured me things that I already know, things that I already watched film on and studied, but just to hear it from someone that's been in there with him. Again, just got to mind my P's and Q's, go in there and trust in the game plan and trust in my ability to go out there and do what I know I'm capable of.
He is dangerous in that kicking range. What is key to managing distance with a guy like Milky?
Footwork, feints, angles, getting him on the barrier, and then hitting him with some big shots.
When does it end and how does it end?
Sorry, what?
When and how does it end?
It could end at any moment. I mean, definitely don't blink for this one. I know I have the ability to finish him at any moment of the fight. I'm not going to go out there force anything or predict a round one finish. It could happen in round one, but I do look to walk out of this fight victorious and with a finish on my record.
Very good. Always fun to see you, Dan. Thank you so much. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
That dude is as tough as they come. Not many would have the cojones to take a fight against Diego Lopez while they're getting a massage. They get the call on 3 hours notice. I mean, that is wild. I mean, that is crazy. Another featherweight who is not only tough, but a future Hall of Famer is Max Holloway, who's going to be headlining the UFC 326 card coming up in March. And not only has he been training, he's been very busy giving back to his community.
Wildfires scorching Hawaii's Maui and Big Islands have left behind smoldering ruins and forced thousands of residents to flee. The state's governor called it the worst natural disaster to ever hit Hawaii.
We are on Maui right now at Kipo'ola, and we are seeing where people who was already homeless will be staying, and 120 different families being able to have a home, have a roof over their heads.
Well, we do it homemade. We take vacant lands like this and we reimagine them. We create villages where people get opportunities to achieve upward economic mobility, thrive as people.
That we're in positions to help people, you know?
What we're doing here today is we are honoring the people of Maui and Lahaina who lost their homes, and we have UFC with incredible generosity helping us to rebuild their lives by giving us homes.
250,000 people, including myself, reached out to help. And the governor went in and took some state money, and he went out and got some federal money. When you elect a politician, you hope they act the way the governor of Hawaii has acted when bad things happen.
320 families coming back together, finding a home. 900 individuals have moved into a safer space.
As far as our company is concerned, Max is Hawaii. He's always first to jump in for anything for Hawaii.
Max Holloway says he always fights with Hawaii on his shoulders. They have a fighting spirit like no other place. Max Holloway is one of them.
I'm a person, if I can help and I can help someone else, I'm gonna give a lending hand. I know any of these guys, if they're in my position, they'll do the same thing. So being here, being able to give back, that's all we want.
Kipo'ola gave me a chance to help myself. They gave me a shot over here, and I'm thankful for that. They gave me a place to lay my head and be safe.
Dustin, I know you do a lot for your community as well, and obviously you're close with Max. You fought him. You know him very well. What comes to mind after you see that piece?
Yeah, man. I'm forever a fan of Max Holloway. Even though me and this guy have been beating each other up literally for 15 years. Jeez. I think our first fight was 15 years ago. He's everything you want a champion to be, right? He's a fighter's fighter when that bell rings under those lights. He goes home. He represents and supports his community. He's a family man. Dude, I have nothing but good things to say about Max. And this isn't just fight weeks and stuff. This is behind the scenes. You know, we've teamed up and done things in Hawaii with my foundation and Max, and he's kind of guided where things should go. So he's just a really great guy and a hell of a fighter.
I agree, man. Listen, BMF champion, former champion, but just a greater human being. Like what he does for the Hawaiian people is unbelievable. Everyone just loves him there. He gives his heart. He's got that aloha spirit representing Waianae. My wife's from Waianae. He is as famous as you possibly get on that island, and he deserves every bit of it.
To be a good man and a BMF at the same time,
right?
You know, fighters love you. Opponents, I mean, him and Dustin collab together on different things to help the community out. I mean, that's why he's so beloved. And oh, by the way, he's got a bit of a banger of a fight coming up as well. Have you heard about that one, Hand-to-Hand Helly?
Oliveira, let's go.
It's going to be a fire fight right there. You might be working that one.
I believe it's March 7th for anybody wondering when it's going to happen.
He happens to know. I think if anybody has insight, listen to what Dustin has to say about this matchup.
Yeah, that's going to be outstanding. But let's get back to this card. One thing that you are looking forward to, one thing to watch on this card, Alan. Let's start with you.
All right, I'm going with these welterweights right here. Jacoby Smith is a guy that as soon as he got into the UFC, he drew my attention. This guy's a 3-time All-American wrestler at Oklahoma State, but he gets in there. He's a fighter. Like, he doesn't just look to take you down. He's looking to knock you out, and he's been able to do that. He's going up against a live dog right here, guys, Josiah Harrell. I called this guy's fight 36 days ago in the LFA. He showed a tremendous amount of heart, toughness, skill, explosive athlete. Both of these guys undefeated. Both of these guys 11-0. Finishers through and through. This is going to be a barn burner as long as it lasts.
And Dustin, you're looking forward to this curtain jerker. Carly Giudice and Juliana Miller. First fight of the night.
Look, Carly Giudice is a Southern Louisiana girl. Alan laid the gloves down. I laid the gloves down. She's the one left representing Acadiana, and I've been watching her since she was on the local scene, fighting at small shows in Louisiana, and I always knew she was a step ahead of the competition. She's finally here in the UFC. You know, and she's on a streak now. She's got her feet under her coming off the Contender Series, and I expect her to continue getting better.
Another gunslinger from Lafayette.
Gunslingers Union.
Oh, well, you know, Weidman's picking the low-hanging fruit with the main event here.
It's an easy one. I can't believe you guys didn't say it. Strickland versus Hernandez.
This guy.
You guys should have picked it. But listen, Fluffy has looked so unbeatable that it's hard to look at his recent fights and find any chinks in his armor. So you got to go back years ago, and he's been hurt to the body a few times. So I think in this fight, it's super important that Strickland is looking for those teeps, trying to hurt him to the body because we've seen him hurt there before. Also, we've seen him kind of beat up a little bit with wrestling and giving up mount to certain guys. He got mounted by Edmund Shabazian. Shabazian went for an armbar from mount. Strickland gets to those positions. He's not making those type of mistakes because he's just so experienced.
Yeah, it was Kevin Holland, I believe, that ended the fight very quickly against Fluffy early in his career in the UFC, landed a knee, Fluffy went down, and I was kind of like, is this guy that good? And then since then, he's turned out to be like one of the more phenomenal guys that we've seen. The last performance against Roman Dolidze had everyone scratching their head. They saw this bigger, stronger guy who was phenomenal on the ground, just get big brothered in there by Fluffy.
Ragdolled.
Yeah.
No, Fluffy's fun. That's the main event tomorrow. Here's a look at the fight day schedule here in Houston at the Toyota Center. The pre-show going to be on at 4 p.m. Eastern time. The prelim start at 5 p.m. Main card an hour earlier this year. This is going to be the move going forward, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And, of course, the post-show after the main event. We will be with you throughout the fights tomorrow and on the post-show as well. For Alan, Dustin, and Weidman, I'm Dan. See you tomorrow, everybody.